stuff like that, you know, where he's just convinced. We saw it against
that he can beat it.
I think CDEC in TI. It's like, no, we just need to figure out, you know, how to beat it. Okay, we messed up here, so we can still beat it. But I don't really feel like that's the case. I feel like they're not even close to beating it.
Yep.
So I feel like banning out the Slaughter, that is a good start, and probably the Wisp.
Then you let X through.
Yeah, but that's better. That's easier playing against. X can't go for Roche as fast, and yeah, we're gonna see now Vega get the Slaughter. So it is gonna be a different matchup this time, and I think this is good for Vega. They need this.
Okay. We have seen the Kiro work against Vega Squadron actually yesterday. There was very little in that game that Vega could do to stop the pressure applied by MVP Phoenix. So if you're Vega right now, you're gonna look towards heroes that can counter push or that can fight. Which would be your prio? Because you know MVP Phoenix is gonna be able to fight too.
I think you're gonna want more fight than them. You just wanna have more fight so that when they actually run to your towers, you kill their heroes. And I think Dazzle pick up, maybe even the Wind Ranger could be nice. The Slaughter Wind Ranger is a very nice combo up against even both these heroes. I think the Dazzle synergizes as well with those heroes. If not, and I think they should ban out the Juggernaut, and I think they might want to ban out either the Earth Spirit or the Tusk.
No, definitely banning out the Juggernaut. Which yesterday was Tusk and Juggernaut lane, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
This is it's. Do you think you want to have? I think Doom is still going to be a support, and they'll still pick up an off lane here for MVP.
Yeah, they actually might run a support Doom. That's true.
And then, because I feel like right now Doom can be punished a lot with the Slaughter or Disruptor, so maybe getting a. Trying to figure out what could actually go in the off lane and survive. But I think Vega actually won Darkseer right now, and like we were talking about, they're going to be able to at least pressure lanes, push out lanes, and so that'll give them more chances to defend towers, because that's like a problem they had last game. Like, where's your wave clear coming from too? It's like, well, I have my gyrocopter, can't flat cannon for creeps, and it was just kind of like all on the puck, yeah, I agree with Pycat. You just have to out-team fight MVP at this stage of the tournament. You're just going to have to try to do it. Venomancer ban is pretty good there. You don't want to have Veno and Kiro. That's way too much. So
there's going to be a core Doom.
It looks like it.
Unless
a core Jakiro.
Yeah.
They have done this before. The core Jakiro. I like it. Offlane Jakiro. Or mid Jakiro.
I think then they,
is it
they
MP?
have to do a lane. Nah.
That plays it then or for us?
If it's a mid one, then it would be MP. But I think that more likely than not, we're gonna see a
core Doom.
Yeah.
Doom, safe lane Doom, aggressive tri lane with these three, and then something still left for
yeah,
MP.
even that is also. I was thinking that they might just go safe lane, but yeah, they could still go offensive and just put the Doom safe lane against the Darkseer. I think that would be fine. I like the Darkseer pickup from Vega.
Yeah.
I just fear for Vega that they're gonna get run over if they do go offensive with these three heroes, the Juggernaut, the Witch Doctor, and the THT. I'm scared for Vega's sake right now.
I want to see, yeah, they just have a lot of sustain coming in from MVP2, and they're always going to want to fight. And, you know, with the Healing Word, with the Witch Doctor, Voodoo Restoration, Doom's tanky, Jakiro's tanky.
Alchemist for MVP Phoenix? Why did they ban out the AA?
Ooh.
Or is it just because Witch Doctor and Juggernaut obviously a lot of sustain, but an AA ban? I kind of think Alchemist then.
Yeah, Alchemist is not out there.
It's also good just to have that for Scorched Earth, you know, the heals coming out. I mean, it's just a good hero even right now, just to ban it, because it's not necessarily for the Alchemist too. But it's a nice addition if they do pick it up. But Vega, they need to have mid hero, probably, I guess Ember's, where are they going to put their lanes right now actually? Is it Ember mid? Yeah, Ember mid, Darkseer offlane, Slardar. So do you want, no, I don't think you can get away with Enigma now, because MVP are going to run either aggressive or 2-1-2 lanes, and they're just going to win every single lane. Potentially. Darkseer. Oh, do you want to pair up something with the Darkseer off lane, or do you want to just try to have a good stable tri lane now for Vega? Is the question.
I think I would go for Dazzle here
Dazzle,
still.
yeah.
I think it kind of amplifies the damage of the Ember Spirit, the Slardar. If they want to do a dual lane with the Darkseer, they're going to have that. They're going to go for the Earth Spirit, so he can kind of help out in both lanes.
He can fight early as well,
Yeah,
which
he
is
can fight early. I don't
big
think that
impact.
Earth Spirit is as good this game as he was the last game for MVP, because the reason that Earth Spirit was so good is because of the silence up against both the Dazzle and the Puck.
And what do you silence here, I guess?
You can get the silence off on the Doom before he can Doom anyone, so...
Maybe.
you know,
Witch
killing
Doctor
him
is the
off.
real target.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe
his
the Witch
ward
Doctor.
is going to be tricky
gonna
to
be a Windrunner.
fully challenge. Windranger last pick.
And it's QO on the Windranger, actually. I'm curious, are they gonna go... Is QO going to go mid, or... No, this is offensive tri-lane, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
QO is playing the Windranger, and it looks like for Ev on the Juggernaut. So MP is gonna be in the safe lane, I think, with the Doombringer.
Okay, so who's going to take this? Is it going to be a 3-0?
Yeah, I think so, actually.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. I think Vega are going to win this game just because...
Thank you, Ryan.
Just because they're going to play keep away from their tri-lane. They're going to defend their towers really good because they're going to have so much synergy, and their team fight's going to be there. And I think they're going to show us why Vega are actually here in the finals.
Okay, it's a true last chance, or perhaps last chance for Vega Squadron. We're going to see their power of adaptability. Can they beat MVP Phoenix? It is over to our commentators for the last game. No, for the third game.
It's over. Damn it, Cheever. Bye,
Over
guys.
to Onipixel and Draskell.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we have it now. Third game into the best of 5 grand finals. MVP at the moment, 2 wins up compared to Vega. It's going to be a tough one. They have done it this time around, though. Vega getting their hands on the Slardar, taking her away from the lineup of MVP. MVP bringing something a little bit different this time. Andy, what are your thoughts?
Well, I do like Vega's draft significantly more than I did in the first game, at least. Second game, I thought the draft was okay. They kind of just got outplayed a bit. This one is like the most aggressive of any of the lineups that we've seen so far by a long shot. Like it's not even close. So they have like the Ion Shell Ember Spirit combo, which is strong. They got it with the Earth Spirit. They are looking for first blood. They want to get themselves on the board.
Let's see what happens around it. Vega in position. MVP. They're gonna come up, do-boo, 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 Febby, 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 here we go, jumping in on the dragon, and they'll take him down here, looking at the curse blood, the card last one, but they can't do it! First blood there for the side of Mag, and now can they get themselves anything returned? Forev with the Blade Fury, looking to try and turn it around, he gets solo, trying to control him, they'll find one in return, the fight is going to continue, QO, trapped up in the the kinetic field. Ends up just being that one. A 1-for-1 there, but Vega nonetheless finding themselves the first blood.
Never refuse go.
I think the panel was talking a little bit about wanting to be able to outfight MVP. The amount of early game damage that Vega have, the ability to just run at you, I think this might be one of the first games where Vega's lineup is actually more aggressive than what MVP have. Just solely because of the fact, you know, Darkseer allows you to just pretty much run in with the sprints. You can use like Fire Remnants to chase on the Ember Spirit, just get a Searing Chains off with the Flame Guard. There's so much synergy on their heroes in terms of the early game that they can just look for fights non-stop. And I think that's a really good sign because MVP have had like the advantage in maneuvering in the second game. First game, I'd say their draft was a bit better. Gonna see the roll here, miss a little bit in mid lane, but Solo kind of sticking around and doing a bit of harassment of what he can. But we've seen this before, you know, MVP doing the aggro tri-lane with the Jakiro. They want to get that tower off the map as soon as humanly possible.
And seeing a little bit more here, the action onto mid, Solo rolling forward. I mean, as you said, you know, he's just sitting here in the mid lane trying to stop QO getting from any kind of the farm that he's looking for against this matchup with the Ember Spirit. And no one's going to be very grateful for the kind of leg up that this Spirit's allowing him to have in terms of the laning stage. But as you said, yeah, with this aggressive tri-lane, I mean, you look to a side like MVP, they play the Slardar a hell of a lot and they play it hella good. So they're going to know what its weaknesses are, and I guess with this line down on the bottom line, they're just looking to try and abuse that.
Well, I think they realize the importance of not letting it get free farm.
Yeah.
And I think that's really the issue that Vega are going to have to address. Do we want to actually try to help out mid, or do we want to help bottom? I think helping bottom might be the better play, though, because if the Jakiro is allowed to get the tier 1 tower down, you know, if he hits like level 3, for example, even just having level 2 liquid fire can be enough to really deal damage to that tower and eventually take it down. So I would like to see Solo maybe make his way towards bottom, or maybe even pressure the top lane with Juggernaut. I just don't think sitting mid is going to help him that much.
There we go. I mean, as you said, he's going for one of the options, coming down towards the bottom lane. They do need to try and sort something out because FN is struggling in the CS department. We can see the comparison between him on the Slardar and, of course, looking then over to MVP's cause. The laning stage certainly proving to be difficult for the Slardar, and as expected with this presence of MVP, and they're going to kind of settle it down a little bit. MP is going to head himself up towards the top lane on the Doom, and that's going to go for a bit of a tag team now because Forev on the Juggernaut is going to join the cause down on the bottom lane.
I think this is probably the better choice in regards to being able to fight. Juggernaut spin early game is, I think, a lot better than just having the Doom there. And plus, I think they want him to hit 6 faster, whereas the Juggernaut really only needs ward. And like maybe getting level 6 is okay, but I think he's more concerned about getting the early game farm. So the rotation is, I think, specifically to make sure that the Doom comes at a faster timing, and that way you can start taking team fights.
That team fight Solo, jumping in onto Febby, nice stun onto 2, but Forev's going to be the one to try and turn it around here with the Blade Fury, the slow from the Dragon onto Solo, and they'll find themselves the kill on the Earth Spirit. With the heals out as well, with the Voodoo Restoration, MVP. So seeing if they can look for more.
And that's just a difference. Like, if they had a Doom instead of a Juggernaut, think of how much harder it would have been for MVP to make anything happen there. Without a hero who can deal that much damage that quickly and be magic immune, there's no way they get a return kill. So if they had kept the lane the same, without MP moving, I think they would have just lost the hero and not gotten anything from it. But MVP, once again, realizing that they know exactly what the weaknesses of their lanes are.
Yeah, absolutely. Just really smart reading of them by MVP. The question is, how do Vega deal with this one? I mean, we're looking back towards the mid. No one doing all right for himself, but QO is doing a hell of a lot better, still with the advantage. Bottom lane, FN, and just delivering himself away. But yeah, this is, again, it is panning out 4 minutes in. It is certainly MVP having the superior time in the laning stage.
It's the first game of the series where MVP are actually out-farming Vega in the early stages of the game. Now, I don't know if that's a good or a bad sign, because MVP weren't getting a lot of farm on anyone but QO in game 1 and 2, and they still managed to just outfight and outmaneuver Vega in both games. Maybe this is the game where Vega are the ones who want to just continually fight non-stop, and they don't really care about their lane farm quite as much. Although I will say that a lot of the team fighting was very based around the Slardar and his ability to get farm, which QO free farmed both games that MVP actually picked hero, whereas FN is not really getting nearly as much. I mean, they're even rotating. Like, this is a double smoke at 5 minutes into the game. Like, FN and Shioma are both making their way towards top.
Radiant's bottom tower is
and they have to make this count because they're losing their tier 1 bottom.
Absolutely. Can they close in? They'll surge forward, looking for MP with the Crush, the Thunderstrike as well. They should be able to get away with this one. He'll chomp on a Mango. He's got the Scorched Earth as well.
He's gonna die.
Indeed, he gets the kill onto FM in return. So, I mean, they find something, but losing their core for it, it's not really the action that Vega were hoping for.
It's not worth, actually. Like, that death. How is this hero going to get his Blink Dagger? Your tier 1 safe lane's almost dead already, and it's only 5 minutes into the game. I think that MVP just have maybe a better understanding of how Slardar works, if you kind of hit on that a little bit earlier, and realizing how badly that hero needs farm in lane. Like, if you don't have Armlet at the early stages, you can't really go in. You can't tower dive like we saw FN do there. He just ends up dropping.
Oh, mid lane. Going in with the triple Remnant Burst onto QO with the rotation from Showman. They're going to try for this one. Looking to turn around with the Shackle 2 boost there with a paralyzing cast. But it's going to be, in fact, Vega finding themselves a second. They'll say, Witch Toss, you want to come in? We'll take the kill. Double kill for Showman the Slayer. And this time, it's Vega reading the movement of MVP very, very nicely. And QO just getting caught off guard there in the mid lane.
He had a Fairy Fire. I'm not sure if it would have saved him, though. I suppose he still had the Thunderstrike on. You can hear the audience chanting for Vega. You can definitely tell that they got the home crowd advantage at the very least.
They've been waiting 2 games into the series for this to have a reason to cheer.
I mean, you're not wrong. You are not wrong. But it's nice to see them getting some kills on the board. Opens up a little bit of space on the map. And FN actually going back for an Iron Talon just to make sure that he can get something out of this early game. I mean, it's 6 minutes in. No tier 1 safe lane. MVP just taking over Vega's jungle for the time being, even doing like creep pulls and whatnot. It's a little bit hectic for them right now, but on the bright side, they are definitely getting a lot of farm on at least the on the Darkseer, so you're going to have at least a mech coming at a relatively good timing from Mag, and I think that he needs to be the one that we're really watching out for, because he was really the only one who didn't have a hard lane. He was up against the Doom for the majority of the laning phase, and I think they started off with the Juggernaut, but as soon as he leaves, it's fine. Like, either way, Darkseer is going to be able to get some farm.
Sherman is going to walk into this, bit of support on support action here. The backup coming through from Perev. He's not going to get kick-stunned here by the Earth Spirit, but nonetheless, closing in onto the Disruptor. They should be able to find it. One more chop and they will. That's going to be one. Now the rest of Vega reacting. They're going to be able to take down Dubu. The Blade Fury from Perev biting through the Earth Spirit. It's a 2-for-1. QO on his way out. FN and no one still playing about. Febby, Perev, QO, can they play their way around this one? No one looking to come back in. Chains onto a few of them, and FN with the 2-man crush. Perev dropping low, but now QO forcing back no one. Febby as well laying down the fire. No one's going to go for the TP out, and they will make it. FN still trying to play games with the Dragon, but QO and Forever are still there. Forever, he's got an Omni Slash as well. But Vega bringing more in. Shoma back into the game plan here. We'll end there as just a 2-for-1 trade, but it is still a trade that MVP are going to be the ones coming out on top of.
You can just tell that Vega are so unwilling to go out of this early game without fighting. Like, their heroes are just built for it. They can make their rotations, they have good mobility, they have good control, good damage. I'm just really happy to see Vega actually pick something that can contest MVP in the early game.
It certainly is looking to be one of the better starts, as you said, at least in terms of kills. 8 minutes in, stepping up the frantic action a little bit. And Vega are at least being able to find a little bit of footing this game and are able to retaliate against what MVP are bringing to the game. Smoke up, eyes on mid, rolling in, connects and QO's Animana gets kicked down into the river. Silenced up as well, no one jumping in with the Remnant, the chains as well, bringing down the Wind Ranger. And Vega finding themselves a very, very important kill. This is good, this is them stepping it up. MVP though, finding the space to push down onto this tier 2, and 3 TPs coming in. They're going to try and catch up Forever, and they'll get it. Remnanting forward with the chains as well. They're rolling onto Dubu, solo. Now he's going to get paralyzing cast, though. Holding the back, he still gets the kickoff. Isn't going to connect onto Forever. The glimpse back onto Dubu on the Witch Doctor. They don't want to mess around. They'll be able to get one. FN still chasing down Forever. Gets the crush off the healing ward. Is keeping Forever alive here. And the rest of Vega coming across solo. He's got to land the kick if he wants a chance at this one. They're going to search for no one, but he's not got any points in slide. No remnants available, so won't be able to close in onto the Juggernaut, and Forever will manage to get himself back to safety. But again, this is Vega finding kills and MVP not being able to take anything back in return.
And they realize that if they keep fighting against MVP, then the Jakiro is never going to be able to really get on the tower and start dealing a huge amount of damage. And I think when they played against that lineup before, they just didn't really understand how quickly Jakiro can turn the game on its head just by making sure that all the towers die really quickly. So by fighting non-stop, you never let him get to the tower. You know, he's been going back to base quite a bit. You're still getting some return kills. You know, you're buying time for your cores to farm up, and Vega are looking a lot better in this game so far.
So lane we can see a pretty heavy clash, and already though they're going to be able to take one out of the fight. No one's with the Witch Doctor. Now jumping in, Q's going to get glimpsed back. And Kinetic Field isn't going to trap him. Solo trying to play around this. There's going to be the stone there. Q getting the shackle off onto 2. The wall's going to be dropped, trying to force MVP to think twice about coming into this one, and Vega will just look to disengage. They lose a Witch Doctor, but MVP, they do find the space to take down the tier 1 in the top lane.
I wonder if they actually just keep going with this. There's no Blink Dagger yet on the Slardar. Like, FN's still kind of farming in the woods. He does have a TP, but he has absolutely no mana. And I think that MVP, with that deep ward, they might actually scout him out. Okay, he's just going to TP back to base. So they won't know just yet, but I think they're still feeling fairly confident in being able to take this down. Again, Jakiro is just so unbelievably good for these kind of sieges because you just take no damage. Liquid Fire is very strong. They're going to scan, it's going to whiff, but it is daytime, and it's not like they have like the greatest initiation heroes.
In from Solo, Static Storm laid down onto Forever as well. They jump straight in, looking to take out the Jug, and they'll find it. The card's coming back in return. MVP, they're looking to turn this. The Doom's been dropped onto Ember Spirit. They'll find one in return. Solo as well, walking back in, drops on the Magnet Touch, but he pays with his life. There's a buyback from no one. They're really looking to try and take this fight. QO's going to go down as well, but he does bring himself a double kill on the way. They'll claim MP by the looks of it. No, he's actually going to draw himself down to the bottom, and he's managing to walk this off with the Scorched Earth. No one a Mag chasing it, remnanting in. They'll take down the Doom as well. Vega find themselves more, does cost them a buyback, but a buyback that certainly was worth it indeed. In 11.5 minutes in 12-7, Vega certainly having the strongest performance we've seen so far this series.
denied.
Yeah, and they're getting a ton of experience on their supports as well. Like we saw the Magnetize come out from the Earth Spear right before he died, so Solo's got his level 6 now. She's almost halfway to level 8 in an 11-minute game. It just goes to show how much fighting there really has been in such a short amount of time here in game number 3. But again, it all boils down to the fact that Vega have these heroes who can actually do something in the early game. You know, they're not worried about, okay, we got to try to contest QO's farm, because they just keep fighting, keep applying the pressure and making sure that everyone is always together, and that's what they really needed to do last game. If they had done it a little bit sooner, before MVP had taken such an advantage, I think it could have even been, you know, a 1-1 right now, and we would be looking at Vega potentially taking one game up over MVP.
MVP. What's the next bit of game plan for Ev? MP and QO. Wrapping around now into the jungle of Vega Squadron. Febby's there as well to join them. But Vega, they're going to go for a smoke. They are indeed. Leading in. Disruptor Max joining the cause as well. We'll see if...
Oh, they got the blink too.
Yeah, if they can get a catch out here. They're jumping in. Crush onto QO first. Give it the remnant. No messing around. Looking to take down this win range and they'll get him. They'll find one. The roll in. It's going to connect the snow onto Febby. And now bringing the silence onto the Witch Doctor. Doobie trying to run it off. He's not going to make it. There's a Crush. A double kill for Mag. MP trying to go against no one, but no one's got backup from Mag, who vacuums him back in. They're looking for the Doom as well. Vega, they should be able to get it. They give themselves a third. Vega now taking the tier 1 down in the mid lane and striking back hard, and MVP. The plays are starting to falter, and it's just this Slardar. The jump in, the crush, the go, that blink dagger reveal working out perfectly for the CIS squad.
Yeah, the Iron Talon actually paid dividends for him. Without that item, I don't think he gets to blink at a reasonable timing, because he just wasn't able to farm the lanes. So that itemization, realizing that he needed to get something that would allow him to farm off map, really working out for Vega here. Again, they didn't even use Static Storm. Like, no ulti really was committed to that, except for, I think, did he use Magnetize? Yeah, it's on cooldown for about 30 seconds, so he must have popped it there. But just very, very solid fighting so far. Tower is dead now in middle lane. Tier 1 dropping for MVP. Opens up opportunities for Roshan. You got that Slardar. You can just keep fighting, too. There's nothing wrong with that.
Let's see if they do that. I mean, towards the mid, the 3 of them standing tall. MVP now.
Take that as tribute.
Groups up. We'll see if they try and go for a play. Dubu is holding onto a smoke at the moment on the Witch Doctor, but yeah, Vega, they realize their strengths. Grouped up as 5, ready to go. Leading forward. Let's see if they can get a catch out again. Disruptor up to the high ground, but again with this Observer Ward, MVP well aware of what's going on in terms of Vega's movements. Indicating for a wraparound. FN's going to try it. They know this. MVP playing safe, maybe not safe enough, because they caught out MP here with the glimpse back, and MP out of the fight. No one jumping into the back line, and now the rolling for Solo. The silence onto 2. They may lose no one, but QO's going to go down. There's a double kill for no one as he keeps himself alive on the Ember Spirit. FN gets the crush, amplified down as a threat. The wall's dropped as well. A 4th one for at the side of Vega Squadron. Febby, the last man standing, but he's going to get punished as well. Dragged back in by the vacuum. It's a team wipe for Vega. Everyone's surviving on minimal health, and Vega here in game 3 turning up the heat, and it's too much for MVP. 20-7 at 15 minutes in.
Are we about to see a 100% Slardar win rate in this grand finals?
Oh my goodness, Andy, we might just...
I think it's actually just going to be a 100% Slardar win rate. Even in a game where you have a horrendous start, he's still managing to do so much. Like, he goes in, they get the initiation. The amplified damage vision along with the glimpse combination is also something that we didn't really talk about before, but it can also be extremely powerful in a lot of these situations. And also abusing the vision from the wards, just getting that pick off on the Doom before he's able to use anything. If he had mech there, maybe MP was going to live long enough to be able to get his spell off, and that could have changed the outcome of the fight. But again, Vega capitalizing on the fact that his item timing is a little bit slow, and they take another phenomenal team fight. MVP now going for a little bit of a desperation play here. They're just trying to go for Roshan. They don't really kill it super fast, but if Vega don't react in time...
I mean, they're heading over.
Yeah, I think they might get there just in time. Yeah, oh no, the Slardar doesn't have sprint. He's not going to be able to get there.
Down to mid, yeah. So MVP do get away with this by the looks of it. Down to a 3rd health, Roshan. They're still coming over, Vega. Solo. can he get himself in time? Now he's going to go down. MVP should be able to play. There's the kick. Actually fly through. Oh, nearly got the touch on it, but no, MVP get it. The static storm, kinetic field getting laid down. MP removed for the fight. As well, the death ward though coming out for Doobie, turning it. Matt gets the vacuum, dragging Q up onto the cliff. Farev getting taken down by no one at this point. Just doing so much. This drum purchase working out for the frequency of these early fights. Shackle flies through. Is he going to connect shot to FN? But the change, they will. In return, Doobie and Febby caught up. The Age is going to be taken down out of the Wind Ranger's hand. FN gets the crush on the Febby. TP cancelled. A fourth down. It's only Q left alive for Solo. Over to the high ground. The Shackle shot will be there for Q. He gets the patch on the Earth Spear. Will take him. But again, Vega wiping MVP. Another incredible team fight here for the side. Aegis or not, they'll still take them down. Oh, Andy.
You got to give Mag like the biggest MVP of that fight. If he didn't, okay, he vacuumed the Aegis carrier on the high ground, and he got stuck inside of a wall and ended up like getting hit by his own illusion and even killing it and getting hit by the wall over and over and over again until he died, respawned, died again, didn't have a teleport scroll on him. I think he dropped his wand instead, or dropped the TP instead of the wand rather. And if he had a TP, he might have been able to actually get out of that, but because he didn't, he's just stuck there. So it doesn't matter that you kill Roshan because your Aegis carrier just has no fight impact.
My goodness. I mean, 25-9. If you showed anyone the first two games and said, hey, game 3, the score's 25-9, which way is it going? They would have bet their house, their kids, their family on it being MVP.
I would say that would have been a safe bet.
But this seems to be a new Vega striking back in game 3. And as you said, Slardar, he's a good hero. He's
decent hero, you know?
Decent hero.
He even is so confident right now that he just goes back for a Midas. Like, that is just... That's almost disrespectful, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, let's just buy a Midas because we're just that far ahead at this stage in the game. But I can't really blame him. It's going to be nice because just in case something does go wrong, he'll always have that extra income to fall back on. And Slardar is not really like the greatest flash farmer. So it is definitely a good item on him. The attack speed also helps for bash procs. And MVP are down here in force.
Oh boy, but Vega, they're ready. FN jumping in, crush onto Farev, the kick's done as well. Solo rolls into the middle of it all, the static still be led on the back. Four into the kinetic field, and the back the time's ripping through them. MVP getting ripped to shreds. Doobie trying for the TP out, he's not gonna make it again. A third team wipe in a row. MVP. Oh my goodness. Vega. This is insane. I mean, Mag Stark's here. He's 9-1-17. The vacuum there into the kinetic field. The teamwork coming out from Vega Squadron here in game 3. 19 minutes in, there's been 39 kills in this matchup so far. About 74% of them the way of Vega, and now they're looking to push. Oh my goodness.
I don't know what MVP are supposed to do now, honestly. There's so much momentum on the side of Vega. Like every single team fight they're taking, they're just getting absolutely smashed off the map. But they're not going to give up just yet. Still looking for opportunities to bring themselves back into this game. It's just so much team fight potential on the side of Vega, and the early game skirmishes all went their way. If I'm Vega right now, I'm thinking, all right, pretty much the only way we can fumble this game is if we mess up a high ground defense, or a high ground push rather. That's like the only way I think that MVP can come back.
We need to be very, very respectful of the power of Vega in these fights, and with Greaves now done on Mag, it's only going to get harder.
He's got Blink Guardian Greaves at 20 minutes. That's like... The amount of damage that MVP actually do isn't small because they have like the Maelstrom on QO, Focus Fire. That is actually still a huge amount of single target. So maybe if they land like a 2-hero Shackle, Ice Path, get a Macro Pyre going down, we saw how much damage that can deal in a fight when they were around the Roshan pit. They might be able to turn something, but 1 or 2 more fights the way of Vega, and I think it might just be looking at the game number 4.
It's certainly looking to pan out that way. MVP, they need some answers and they need them fast. QO, throwing out the power shot. Does need to be careful. There's 3 heroes coming in. They pop the drums. Dundally Dundun, ready to close in on the sidelines. Dubu on the Witch Doctor. Dubu waiting to try and get himself in position. Other side, Vega just warding them away there. He's not going to be able to find the jump in. Actually, things out onto Dubu. Ward's being dropped by both sides here in this laning area. And Sherma in return, he's actually going to be one hiding in the trees as well. Maybe just aware if MVP were going to come in for a push. Blink now picked up all of the Juggernaut for Farev.
The one thing that's really interesting to note here is that FN actually decided to go back for Force Staff, so he has Blink Force Staff. He's not going for a carry build. He's relying pretty much entirely on the fact that his team is already so far ahead that he can end up going for more of this mid-game centric build and still be able to win with it. So if MVP managed to turtle this out, Dubu, you are a goner.
Yeah, Witch Doctor. Oh.
Wow, he is really scared actually. No, he's going
back.
There
we go. The Doctor's out.
He just wanted to make sure the cask wasn't going to bounce to him. Just let his blank reset and then reinitiate. So nicely done there. But yeah, it is worth noting that this Slardar build is not an endgame build. So eventually he's either going to have to decide if he wants to go full on, kind of like mobility Slardar, or if he wants to get a BKB, or if he wants to transition into more carry type items. Because like I said, that high ground push is going to be the real test. Their team is not really that good at going to hit tier 3s, which is probably why MVP haven't just like called the GG already. And that'll be the point where Vega can prove that they are worthy here, taking it to a game 4.
And Vega, now with this positioning, they're ready to continue to try and take these fights over the side of the map of MVP. Onto the tier 2, see how far in they want to go with this push-up. This is MVP, as we keep saying, they need something special. I mean, to be team-wiped, what, 3 times in a row?
Oh, it's brutal.
Yes.
Like, the fact that they are still, like, not necessarily net worth-wise, but CS-wise, they have a couple of heroes that are managing to keep up with the side of Vega, is pretty insane.
Oh, they've got a ward there, Sunny Jim, and he's been spotted. Blinking from FN, just on the tip, that crush, very nicely done. 32-9, another kill for Vega. They've got a taste of blood and they're loving it this game.
This reminds me really of the Vega of old, you know? Yeah. The Vega that always wanted to fight, that never backed down from anything and just keep applying pressure non-stop until you crumble. It feels like MVP are playing against themselves, you know what I mean? Just from the way the first 2 games were played out. And a lot of it, I think, does have to do with that Slardar pick.
It really does. And at this point, I think kind of the cockiness of picking up that Midas is going to pay off tenfold. Yeah, he's got 1,700 back on top of it now.
It ended up being a very solid pickup for sure. Because when you have so much map control and you know the enemy team has a really hard time fighting into you, you're getting like the Roshans and whatnot most of the time. It's a good purchase because you're just getting farther ahead. And you know that your team is also probably not that great at going high ground, so by just controlling the map and having a Midas in your inventory, you're just getting economic advantage.
Well, trying to react now to this push that MVP we're getting going in the mid lane. The Solo coming forward for Rev. He's got an Omni Slash. Is he going to use it? Yes, he is. Solo just waltzes back into the creep wave, says, all right, off you go. Off you go. And Forever indeed he will. He'll blink out, blade through, and he's gone. But of course, just, I mean, even at this point, as we saw there, 1v1 Spirit and Jug. Not going to go too great there for carrying a team that's 32-9 down in terms of kills.
I mean, that's a 17 armor Earth Spirit with 1,400 health. Even if the full Omni lands, I'm not entirely sold that he dies to that.
17 armor, Andy, that's 15.
Yeah.
No, come on, where's your maths at?
I don't know, it's tough. Sometimes it's tough to do math. But, oh no, he had a kilo, that's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had a kilo aura.
Okay.
That's why I was like, wait a minute, he just had it a second ago, and then I realized he was
No, it's 15 with a kilo aura. Anyway, forget about the maths. We're all about the murder here and the destruction of Wind Rangers. Does Vega continue?
Yeah, this lineup is actually extremely good at killing that hero. Something that I didn't really touch on too much, but Wind Ranger is not so good against pure magic damage.
Hey, Febby, back to base for you, my boy. Just had another one there onto the notch of the bedpost of Vega, as they really are screwing MVP over.
No,
so
he does have 17 with Greaves and Aquila.
Oh, with Greaves as well.
Yeah,
there we go.
I wasn't crazy.
We found the missing component. You have.
I can do 5th grade level math or less.
Yes.
Hooray!
You have rectified my respect for NA maths there, Andy.
Nice, we did it. All right, so Vega making their way towards the Roshan pit. Shouldn't be too hard for them to get this, honestly. The Wind Ranger's already dead. I don't think Jakiro is even going to be there in time if they can get there. FN's just going to pop the sprint. Yep, here we go. Just going to run straight there. But this is kind of the thing about Vega's lineup that we keep coming back to, is just the ability to actually end the game. Normally, these types of lineups require a massive lead before they're able to go high ground and finish, because they have nothing that is good at sieging base. Their cores are both pretty much melee, And by going high ground and just hitting the tower, you're going to get hit by like power shot spam. There's like Jakiro as well, who can throw out dual breaths and ice path. It's just really annoying. So normally in these types of situations, when you see such a huge lead, you expect your team to be able to Rax. But Vega are really looking for fights in Roshan more than they're actually looking to try to end right now.
I mean, now that the pipe's being picked up by Mag, that's got to be something else that is going to help.
Yeah, it's going to help. Absolutely. They're really tanky. It's just a matter of how consistently they can get damage on the base.
Well, into the pit they go. This will be an easy one for Vega MVP. On the other side of the planet at the moment as they're working on this top lane. So no chance of contesting this one. Aegis. It's going to be going the way of no one on his Ember Spirit. Currently sitting on the phase drums. Blink, Battle Fury, 1600 gold in tow as well. Let's see if they do it. Aegis and the recent pipe pick up on Mag, that could be good enough for them to go for it. At the same time, we'll see how they react to this play that MVP's going for. Pressure being applied on the top lane. Tier 2's already down. We'll see how far MVP want to go in terms of knocking on the door of Vega's base. The one already jumping in. Change it to Febby. He'll hold him back with the Yule Scepter and Forev coming in as well. Looking for no one, but he rammed us away. FN tag teamed in. Crush onto 2, and now the Static Storm trapping up Forev. FN closing in. Mag coming in with a vacuum. Dropping it. Catches out the jug. The kickback. The pull in from Solo. It's going to be another 2 for the side of Vega. 36-9. Absolutely disgusting here. I mean, it feels like Vega have taken the effects of what happened to them into Game 1 and Game 2, put them together, and then just slammed them straight back in the faces of MVP here in one match in Game 3.
Yeah, it looks like we're about to hit that average 25 to 30 minute game mark as well.
There we go, the kicks off point. They'll catch out MP, rolling forward. Mag coming in to join in the fray. A third one down, no one now on a wicked 6th streak. The crowd, they're getting excited. Here we have it. Here's your high ground push. With 3 heroes down, this is more than enough opening for Vega to start to chip away at the base of MVP. MVP, see how well they're able to react. They're going to have Jug back up in a second. He's got the Omni Slash. Vega, they'll take the tier 3. Do they want to try and stick around for more? Nice juke out of the shackle shot. No one there with the slide of fist. Into Fusel, gets forced away. Omni Slash doing a fair bit, but the Glimmer Cape going to keep him alive for the time being. Remnant out, Remnant in, Remnant out from no one. Back to working on these racks for the shackle. It connects. They'll lay down the fire. Forev again caught in the Static Storm though. Can they bring down this Jug for a second time? And they will. Forev's gone. They do lose the Ember Spirit, but no one's got the Aegis. He's ready for another round. QO looking for the shackle. Is it going to connect this time? Now with the Juggernaut gone, Vega, do they want to try and go back down the mid? Juggernaut with no money available for the buyback here in this situation, and Vega, they're going to smoke. They're going to wait to see if MVP come out, try and clear this wave, but look at MVP just standing tall behind their tier 4s. They do not want to risk being jumped on by Vega. But Vega, they're going to come in anyway. They're going to potentially jump the tier 4s. Actually jumping into the wall. Just a casual crush in the middle of it. Not going to catch anyone out.
They do need to be very careful here. Like a Blink Doom and a good Shackle can actually destroy them in this fight. Yeah, they're just going to back up. I think that's the right call. There's no reason to overextend. Like, just getting the tier 3 down, you lost the Aegis, that's fine. Like, Vega can just go back to farming because MVP still have a very difficult time initiating. The only time their team ever becomes scary, I think, to Vega is in that one situation where you're walking into a choke point and it gives Doom the opportunity to initiate. So, I mean, they're going to smoke out. They're actually looking for a fight here, MVP.
I mean, it's going to be such a tough fight, fighting into a lineup that is about 22,000 net worth ahead of you. Forev blinking across, but FN, he's out. He's the trees and TPing away. Still hot on the chase, though.
Oh, there's no TP on him, but they didn't see him. Oh, wait, they pinged it.
So if they get it.
There we go.
He's gone.
He bought his TP at the side jump. He's out. I was going to say, if they can kill him, it would be huge because there's a gem. But it looks like everyone from the side of Vega is going to be able to make it back to their side of the map safely. I mean, MVP are still getting out on the map. You know, it's not like they're all just sitting in the base 24/7. They had to when they were getting pushed mid, but as soon as that tower died, they went for an aggressive smoke play.
No one.
Oh, they got the Blink Doom. Oh wait, he's TPing back to base.
Oh, Doom!
Oh, I don't know if he had time,
I was
actually.
going to say, by the time he blinks in the cast animation, you'd expect no one's reactions to be quick enough to round it out.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough to get that opening.
It really is.
Maybe if you can get like a... Actually, I don't play Ember that much. I'm not entirely sure if you can Yule's Ice Path before the Remnant actually goes off. I don't actually know if you can do that. Maybe you can. Maybe there's Ember Spirit players I can talk to after.
I can talk to no one. I mean, this man certainly seems to know what he's doing on the heroes. 9-1, 24 coming up to 16,000 net worth at the moment in just a 31-minute young game. BKB now done on FN.
That's a big one. That pretty much means the only way he dies is if he either gets initiated on before he pops BKB or he eats like a full Omni. And to be honest, even eating an Omni, I don't know if he's going to go down to just that anymore. I think, honestly, in Vega's position, you could probably just keep waiting. Like, you don't need to go high ground right now. You can wait out another Roshan. Although it looks like they're feeling fairly confident here.
FN getting ready with a sprint, looking for potential to jump up to the high ground. The kick coming through at an incredibly slow pace there, thanks to OS Rock. Nonetheless, Vega nice on towards the high ground. Lincoln Sphere is going to be done on no one as well for the next fight. So we talked about the potential of Doom catching him out, even the potential of Jakiro with the Yules. I believe they're reading from the experts in the chat. It does indeed connect. But now without Lincoln Sphere, it's going to be certainly hard for them to catch out this Ember Spirit. Stun coming through. Connects up to anyone, but still no one just finding the space to whittle away at the range tracks. Now he jumps forward, chains onto Kiev. Vega is keeping it safe, keeping it cool, and MVP trying to find the optimal positioning to try and do something about this advance that Vega are going to go in for.
I mean, that catapult is wrecking them right now. Look at that range tracks. Cardi, MVP for sure.
And Cardi's working on the meta as well now. He said, come on guys, let's take down a full set here. Let's do it for the boys. And here we go. Still being just very, very hesitant. Vega, they really do not want to throw this advantage that they've got at the moment. He's catching Febby and then Forever out. Still, I mean, we're seeing at this point, Vega, they can just do this, go in and out, There's no lot of MVP do to stop it. In fact, they'll go in, vacuum, onto three, the wall drops as well. FN coming in with a BKB, looking to take down one, he'll find Febby, and now Forever trapped in the static storm, the kinetic field as well. Can they finish off this man? He will go down, they'll find themselves the third, there'll be a buyback from Forever, trying to get himself involved in the fight. FN getting the crush out onto Q, the slider fist as well, so double kill for Mag, and now no one, with the change onto Forever, and MP, Solo rolls in, Q will get the shackle though onto the Earth Spirit, and they'll take down Solo. But it did cost them buybacks. Vega did find themselves the completion of the racks in the middle lane, and no one jumps straight back in. Let's have the change. FN now with the crush onto 2-3, then vacuum, it's all over for MVP. GG is called, boys. And what may have looked to be a runaway finals for MVP off the performance in Game 1 and Game 2, but that's certainly not the case, because we've seen here how hard Vega can hit back. 45-10. It took them about 7 minutes longer than the side of MVP in Game 1 and Game 2, but it certainly was just that little bit more brutal in terms of the number of kills we saw.
Yeah, I think the draft for Vega was really a blast from the past for me. There's some heroes that I know they're very comfortable with. You know, you think back to old Vega when they had Pasha. They love to pick their Ember Spirit. We knew both No One and FN also play it.